I can't even imagine what's happening behind closed doors, bro. She's probably causing hell just for online people to say, but what did he do to make her react like that? What?
Turn the L down, 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 yeah. Turn the city upside down, 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 down.
TMZ ends Sha'carri Richardson's career by releasing this. Now, if you guys don't know who Sha'carri Richardson is, she is an Olympic gold medalist. She does track and field, and apparently something has came out. I'm pretty sure she was in a airport beating on her boyfriend. But let's get into the vid.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. TMZ has released the footage from Sha'carri Richardson's attack on Christian Coleman. Damning in itself. It's very sad. It's one thing to...
I think he's an Olympic athlete as well. I haven't really heard. I don't think I really know who he is, but he's also an Olympic athlete.
To hear about it. It's another thing to see it. And what you'll see, if you were to go to TMZ, you will see a young man doing his best to avoid this lady. He's trying to avoid her. And she's pushing him and pushing him. You actually see the point where he falls down. She pushes him so hard, he falls. And the attack is continuous. Now, let me just say this. If this was the other way around, had it be a man doing this to a woman, it will be complete outrage. It will be loss of sponsorship. It will be loss of any level of credibility. He would lose his place probably on the USA Olympic team. Everything would happen to this guy. On the other hand, with Sha'carri Richardson, none of this has happened. She has not lost any sponsorship. She has not lost any deals. She went to jail momentarily and was released. And then once she was released,
she do be wearing them wigs, boy. These wigs don't be looking good, bro. They don't be looking good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like they be hanging off, you know, which is understandable. You know, you're an Olympic athlete. You running and shit, sweating and shit. You know what I mean? But damn.
The victim, Mr. Christian Coleman,
damn. Am I tweaking? Does this look like natural to y'all or normal? Cause I feel like you could probably get a better install than that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tweaking though. Maybe that's me. You know, she out there running, sprinting, sweating. You know, maybe it looked good at first, but just over time it start getting fucked up a little bit.
Came out and said this.
Personally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back.
He a good dude, but if you are in a public place and shorty is like lit, he just said she pushed him and he fell to the floor. You're in a public place trying to avoid a situation and shorty is pushing you to the ground, bro, and just not letting you, like, you know, take yourself away from the situation. You know, it's like shit like that shouldn't be able to slide. Just like if a dude was doing the same thing, a girl's trying to get away from him and he's over there pushing her and keeps in her face, and then pushes her to the ground. You know what I mean? Bro is cooked. Bro is out of there. You know what I mean? So he's a respectable dude, but nah.
Analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And I hate the narrative too of just, like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood, but I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But
Are they still together? I wonder if they're still together after this came out.
I want to take it to another level, brothers. I want to take it to another level. I want to take it to another level today, because it's not the fact that he's defending her. It's not the fact that people are asking, well, what did he do to cause this? I want to give a shout out.
Bro, the what did he do to cause this scenario or questioning, terrible. Certain things come to a certain, extent, like, okay, she's yelling at him, she's just mad or whatever. She pushed the nigga to the ground, bro. And we gonna watch the video. I'm making sure to, within either this or after this, we gonna watch the video and actually see what happened with our own eyeballs and not just take words for it. But if she pushing bro to the ground, like, bro, there's no reasoning for that happening. Break up. If you were in public tweaking, pushing bro to the ground, needing to get arrested, not being able to control yourself, y'all need to break up. He could have cheated. He could have did anything, bro. Y'all need to not be together.
To my brother, who's a dating coach. His name is King Dreism. All right, King Dre. He's one of the best guys I've seen talk about women and relationships. He doesn't know Christian Coleman. He doesn't know Sha'carri Richardson. In fact, this video clip was uploaded December 19th, 2024.
Disrespect has levels, and once it gets to physical violence, it's pretty much over with. Once a woman is comfortable enough to put her hands on you and physically assault you, especially in public, she probably cheating on you too. She's more than likely cheating on you. If she's got to that point to where she can disrespect you that much, especially in other people. See, it's one thing to disrespect you behind closed doors, but to do it in front of other people, it's like, okay, I think you're a, and I want everybody else to think you're a bitch too. We got to stop allowing that, man. We got to do something about that. I say put him in jail, if you ask me.
Very factual. And at the end of the day, you playing with your own life. You know what I mean? When does things escalate even more? When does physical violence become normal, and then you need to hit the next level, right? Because it doesn't have the same effect like it used to. Or when do you get pushed to the limit to where you retaliate or react in a certain way that now is going to have you behind bars? It's not worth it, bro. It's not.
What he's saying on this is absolutely so correct, and it makes sense. I didn't even think about it like this, but the reality is, if a woman would hit you behind closed doors, it's still very bad. Or to disrespect you. But to do it in front of other people, it's not that we're having an argument. I want everybody to see that you are a B. You're a punk. You're a coward. And you're not worth respecting. And, I'm hearing the guy. He's a nice guy. He's trying to be a Christian. He's making excuses for her, which is the kind of person that she wants to be around. You want to know why? Because she got somebody that's the good old faithful rock. That's why. Dealing with somebody like this, a guy like him, okay? And while she's dealing with a guy like him, what does she get to do? Whatever she wants to do. She don't respect this man. He don't give her any reason why she should respect him, and she won't. She's not going to. And why won't she do it? Because she don't need to. You're a punk, and you're gonna make excuses for me in front of the world, justifying my behavior? Not after I put my hands on you, not that it hurt, but I showed everybody that you're a buster and you're not a man worth being respected. Although you're out here trying to protect me. And see, none of the sisters out there is talking about that. You see, whenever you hear about black men sticking by community or black women, what you often will hear is a lot of praise for men staying around women who are problematic, okay? Now, I'm not talking about all.
That is very factual. A lot of times it's like, oh my gosh, he's a good man. He's a good man because he's dealing with your bullshit. I don't think that's what determines a good man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's other factors to that.
Single mothers, but let me just say this. Assuming you have a single mom that has something like 4 kids by 4 different women. Shit. What you will find out is a guy who does something like this, because especially if you don't have any kids, a situation where this is a bad situation for him and it benefits the woman, okay, well, he stood up. This is what you're gonna hear. He stood up. He's being a real man. A man who's dealing with Sha'carri Richardson and that abuse. Oh, I saw one comment. One lady said, he's right where he's supposed to be. I don't know if I can still find that comment, but that's what she said. He right where he's supposed to be. In other words, okay, this is what he's supposed to be doing. Okay, this is a good thing. What's the problem? Ain't nothing wrong with this. Why y'all hate? Y'all mad? Nah, this is what's supposed to be going on. Yeah, because you need a certain amount of black men out there in the black community to put up with this level of dysfunction. But at the same time, you will have the same ladies out there talking about, oh, nah, I'm not dealing with nobody else's problems. I'm not putting up with no mess, period. They love to say period, okay? And at the same time, while you there being a good black man for this same woman, because they love talking about what did he do? What did he do? Oh, okay, she dealing with somebody else. Somebody she actually thinks is valuable and respect. Now, let me just say this. While she's dealing with somebody else that she quote unquote respect, that person don't even respect her. That means you sitting there, you putting up with it, you dealing with it. She actually respecting somebody else who keep her in check. You the one there paying the bills. You the one dealing with her problems. You the one showing up to going to her little dusty ass family functions, dealing with her mama, dealing with her uncle, all this stuff, dealing with her crash outs at home. And then you're trying to be a good support system. Because you know what? So many ladies don't want to admit this because only men have problems, right? But many of you men out there, especially in the black community, you know that dating certain women come with a whole bunch of problems. And as a man, you got to sort their problems out. Whether it's financial, whether it's illogical problems, whether they ain't gonna deal with your problems, but you got to deal with all theirs. Whatever happened to them in the past, that's now your job, okay? You got to figure out how to deal with that. But at the same time, you got one thing wrong with your ass. They not putting up with that. Oh, because they deserve better. But when they want to give you their behind the kiss, some of them, you should be glad. It's like the seller's market mentality. This happens especially around the third world countries. The seller market's mentality is that which of, you should be glad I'm selling to you. You're not trying to establish a customer base, and I've seen that here in Uganda, which it makes sense why so many of these guys that are in business are very poor and unsuccessful. It's not because there's no opportunities here. It's just how they treat the customers. And their attitude is, you should be glad I'm even selling to you. And a lot of ladies I've saw that have this same mentality around the world. It's just not Black America, but you should be glad I'm even dealing with you. You should be glad I'm talking to you. What's the problem? You should be happy about this. You should be happy I'm beating on you. And the thing is, guys like this fall right into that mix. You want to know why? Because no other guy will put up with Sha'carri Richardson but a guy like Christian Coleman. She got her one. Okay? We all know what that means in the black community. Oh, I got me one. That's right. Like a lot of you brothers out there, you remember when you was dealing with certain chicks and had they come from a certain community? Let me say the white community, but they black, and they kind of had that Valley Girl idea. And you be listening to them, and they might still be thick, but they don't operate like, somebody technically in our community because they grew up around non-blacks. And the first thing you say is, oh my God, I got me one. I got somebody that's gullible. And when you got somebody that's gullible, hey, you're going to take advantage. If you can't, most dudes will take advantage. Oh, she don't know this. Oh, she don't know that. And typically they don't. They're not hip to the game. Just like you, when you come over to what I call it over here, local Africa, you go to the market, you start negotiating. Oh, what they say, I got me one. Ha, he don't know these prices. Yeah, we're going to raise the prices up on them. And you think you're getting a deal. Yeah? And every time they see you, they're going to take advantage of you until you figure out that, no, you're not going to be taking advantage of me. F you. When you start giving them that same energy and that payback, then you force folks to respect you. He not going to make this girl respect him. He just made it worse. Should have left her ass. She should took that behavior back to where she came from, and he done made it bad for herself. It's going to continue to happen. I
can't even imagine what's happening behind closed doors, bro. She's probably causing hell. You know what I'm saying? Just for online people to say, but what did he do to make her react like that? What? That's like if we watched the video, vice versa, flipped. Bro's pushing Shorty on the ground. She's not getting hurt. It's not hurting her. You know what I'm saying? She's not hurt. She just fell to the ground. And people being like, yeah, but what did she do to make him that mad? You know, dudes don't just act out like that for no reason. Why he gets so mad? What did she do? Then we would have mayhem on our hands. You know what I mean? This shit like this should not slide, bro. She probably swinging on this nigga at home, swinging on him. You know what I'm saying? Because it just shows that there's no emotional control. You need to have emotional control as a grown adult. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, you can hurt somebody, or somebody can end up hurting you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would we be saying right now if she slapped him in the face and then he slapped her in the face back? What would be the reaction here? He would be the bad guy. He would be the villain.
Only this time, it's not gonna happen in public. She's gonna be smart this time, because the next time she might actually lose something. Now it's gonna be over text messages, and I'm sure she been already doing it.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to see it happen. You know, she's a great athlete. You don't want to see her lose all her brands and all that shit. But at the same time, if roles were reversed, nobody would care about bro's brand deals, about bro's career, about nothing. Nobody would care. So there should be repercussions for her actions, bro. Teach her to take accountability for her emotions. She's acting out of pocket to the point where you're pushing somebody to where you get arrested. You know, you're wilding out enough to where you get arrested. If the law wants to arrest you, you're doing something too much. You know what I'm saying?
If he wanted to expose her, talk about what kind of a woman she is, oh, he could do it. And
Probably.
Guess what they will be saying? Oh, see, now why is that all called for? That's not right. That's not right to be exposing some people. That's not even cool. Why you doing it all like that? See? You see how
That's facts. That's all. Like, hey, if he wanted to really air shit out, I'm sure he has lots of ammo to do so. You know, she probably has some ammo on him too, but I'm sure it's not to the same extent. I'm sure she's doing a lot more than he doing just based off of this shit right here. Shit. And like I said, roles reversed. If she started out in his shit, started posting text messages of him wilding out, doing this, doing that, people would be like, oh my God, he a monster. But if he start exposing her shit, it's going to be like, that shit weak. Why you doing that? You should have kept it in private. I don't think so. Before we get out of here, let's watch this vid though. All right, looks like there's no sound, but let's watch this video and see what's going on. What the hell? The thing is, what is the goal here? What's the goal? Like, he's trying to walk away. You're pushing him into the wall. You're getting in his face. Do you want him to push you back? Do you want to have a conversation with him? She ain't punched him in the mouth. She threw something at him one time, but she not swinging on bro. But at the end of the day, like, that's not the way you should carry yourself, period. Right? It isn't as bad as I thought it would be in my head, but you should not be moving like that. If you were yelling at him because you wanted to have him stand still so you could have a conversation with him, you know, at least you have a purpose. But this all seemed like random rage, which I don't think ever gets you anywhere, honestly. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that other shit. But other than that, I love you guys. Peace.